get started. Welcome to Wilson's Family Reunion, everyone. I'm so happy to have you here today. Each of you specializes in something different, and today's conversation is actually going to be the art of the tunnel walk. I know all of you have something to add value to as far as the tunnel walk goes and how fashion has really become a part of the game. It's pretty crazy how it's transitioned over time. And as someone also who's a model, I feel like, oh yeah, fashion shows, they're even more fashionable in the tunnels these days. So I'm going to go around, get a little gist about each of you, and jump into some questions on the art of the tunnel walk. Let's start with you, Tommy.
Hi.
So Tommy, you are a stylist for the e-commerce portion of Exhibition. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Exhibition is a boutique in Cleveland. I'm sure my locals know where that is. We got a location in Van Aken and West 25th. I'm a stylist there. I do a lot of e-com and creative work for them. I work on the creative team very closely, and anything you see on like the Instagram, social websites, that's what I do.
So as far as dressing athletes and those who are looking to dress to impress before and after the game, do you actually work with specific NBA players?
Me personally, I don't work with any specific NBA players, but Exhibition has been really about the community. So we've been working with like Cavs closely. We've worked with a couple players from the team, done a couple like pop-ups and like meetups for the athletes on the Cavs.
Any specific designers that you feel most athletes are kind of tearing towards currently that they love to wear?
What I've liked to see and what I've been seeing is a lot of black designers and black brands are getting really like promoted by NBA players. Since the tunnel has become more like a runway for them, this summer with the bubble, they've been promoting a lot with like Breonna Taylor and BLM, and I love to see that. So that's like one of the things that I'm seeing they gravitate to, and also a lot of luxury, of course, a lot of luxury.
Very cool. All right, so I'm going to move on to Olajuwon and Greg over at Eastside Golf. So
yes.
The two of you have moved mountains, I must say. I know the two of you have known each other for quite some time. You played golf together, and now you have created this incredible brand. Can you tell us a little bit about the brand?
Absolutely. So Olajuwon Ajanaku, I'm from East Atlanta. And I started the brand because I wanted to turn pro in golf, but couldn't find any sponsors. So I was like, well, let me just make a logo, logo that you guys see, jeans, sweatshirt, Cuban link chain. It was just supposed to be me, but ended up turning it into an entire brand called Eastside Golf. But so now I'm self-sponsored, going to be turning pro in golf next week, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Mini tours.
Mini tours.
Yeah.
I'll take a mini tour.
Yeah.
I don't even want to tell you what my handicap is. I need some lessons, you two.
No, for sure. We got you. And on top of that, we have the first ever Jordan golf shoe collab as well. And more
I've had my eye on that. My dad needs a golf shoe. He's been telling me, but I keep telling him how hard it is to get a golf sneaker. They sell out in seconds. It's insane, right?
It is. But I think it's also just showing the opportunity in the landscape, right? Where, designed the Jordan 4, and there were so many people that wanted that weren't just golfers. And that's kind of where we are with our apparel brand as well, where we don't basically just design traditional golf clothing. We just design good clothing, and we just happen to be golfers. And that's the thing that we're trying to get more people to understand, where it's like this game isn't a game where like you have to come and conform. It's more of like, no, we need more diverse people like this table here that be yourself, afros, low cuts, collar, no collar, t-shirts, jeans, khakis, all of that.
Some flavor.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's where it is.
I see what you two are wearing too.
Yeah, so this is our NBA collab that'll be coming out over the next couple of weeks.
I love it.
So we're super excited just to kind of show how both connect.
I know. I was like, so what size is that?
For sure. EastsideGolf.com, always plugging.
Definitely. Be coming out in March.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
So I know that golf and basketball are so different in so many ways. Do you actually see golf transitioning to more of a tunnel walk kind of atmosphere as well?
I don't think so. I think there's some opportunity there. I think what needs to happen is what we're working on, where we're getting that next generation. right? Having individuality, personality, all those things. I think we got a generation to go. But I think, like someone we were talking the other day, golf is one of the oldest sports ever, right? And we're sitting here with this brand and modernizing it currently right now. So it's going to take some time. But, for us, we're here to build a brand. We're not here just to be a flash in the pan. We really care about the pieces, the quality of every piece. So I wouldn't say that it's going to be tomorrow, but I feel like really, and we joke, like, we're doing this brand for our grandkids. That's where we're at. Like, thinking 20 years down the road, I think our grandkids, when they get into golf, it'll be tunnel walk, it'll be all those things. So we're in it for the long haul.
Well, you're really breaking down barriers, the two of you. I mean, you're really establishing a completely new trend that's uncharted on the golf course. I know for a fact I was always wearing pretty simplistic things, but then I took a look at your brand. I'm like, wow, now this is some fire stuff that I can rock. I need this. I'm going to get my pops into it too, don't worry.
Sure.
I'm going to tell them about your brand.
Everybody.
Do you have any ideas as far as the pieces that these NBA players are wearing in the tunnel walk? Do you get inspired by those looks that you actually apply to the pieces that you create for the golf course?
No, definitely. I mean, I do all the design and marketing, and one thing that I really want to focus on is the storytelling. So, I mean, you see all these fly guys are walking down the tunnel, but like, what are they doing after the game? I mean, we talk about MJ. What was he doing before the game and sometimes after the game? He was playing golf. So, really,
it's true.
That's where really kind of, I would say, the gist of this collaboration actually came from, playing golf after this, So, what Joe Schmo doing after work, or what are kids doing after school, playing golf after this. So definitely taking the stance of golf and making it to where everybody can feel comfortable and actually just play the game and be authentic and be themselves. So,
and I would just add, I think kudos to Wilson and the NBA because they didn't box it in. Right? There's like, you're a golf company, but there's still an opportunity for us to have a seat at the table where it's not just a traditional mindset. So, we always want to just, again, those are the type of partners that you want to have where it's not like, oh, you're a golf company, how does that work? They're like, no, you're dope, let's figure it out.
Yeah, and just having that individuality. I mean, it's terrible to feel like you look like everybody else, right? So it's nice to diversify that, and I love that you're just definitely spicing up things on the golf course, and I can't wait to see all the collaborations you're going to do in the future. Everybody needs to buy those Jordans. I don't know how many haven't stopped.
Still. No, appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
All right, so next up, we've got Vic. Vic, you are just a woman of many cards. You do so much. You are basically the connector of all connectors, which I think is so inspiring. I always see you courtside. I just want to live vicariously through you. You probably see so much fashion on the court just in general. So I would love to hear a bit of background on you, your company, what you do, but also your thoughts on what you see on the court.
First of all, thank you for that introduction. It's always like, what does Vic really do? And it's everything and anything at all times. So my thing is to cater to these guys, and like everybody has said here, they care about so much off the court, and it's always so interesting to see what they'll tap into. So for me, living in New York, and I've been doing Fashion Week in New York for 5-6 years now, and it's always so fun, and seeing how many more athletes pull up to these shows now or walk in the shows. Just in the last 5-6 years, from what I've seen, it's become such a thing. Like, guys are like, well, we're in from this day to this day, what do you have going on? So players will tap in with me, agents, managers, their family members, and they're like, hey, like, we have a week in New York, what can we get done? And then, one of the most fun things I've done so far, we helped Kelly Oubre launch his brand, Dope Soul, this past Fashion Week in September in New York at Patron of the New. So he took over, his brand took over the whole store, and that was really cool. So just seeing things like that come to life, you really see how much they care about fashion, but how creative these guys are just off the court.
So creative. It gets so overlooked, and even just knowing that they play other sports, not just basketball, they also go and golf, which is
golfing is so crazy. I remember my first All-Star ever that I worked was 2018 in LA, and I remember just being there super early at the Players Hotel, getting things done, and it wasn't Trey, it was Steph Curry who walks in, and his photographer was like, he had us up at 6 a.m. because we had to go golf.
Oh,
Day
my
of the
God.
game. So you see how
That
much
is love right there. If you're going to kill your sleep pattern for that, I mean.
Exactly.
But those are the stories that need to be told as well, right?
I know,
It's
and
those
people
moments.
don't see that,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
So you see the content later on that he's posting, oh, I'm playing golf, but they really do care, and I love what J.R. Smith is doing now.
Yeah, shout out to Swish.
You know, and he's actually like going deep in it, and you can see how much more these guys can actually do outside of basketball, and that's always so cool. And I love that Wilson is tapping in with the community aspect of it as well. So
And you probably know as well, fashion-wise, like how much work is it for them to get styled and get
Oh my
ready?
God.
I mean, people don't understand.
Oh my God.
Fashion seems so fast, the way the last image is taken
Yeah.
of everything that's gone behind the scenes. But can you talk about how much
Yeah.
effort goes into that aspect of it?
I think it's so concentrated now here at All-Star, so you can really see it. Personally, I'm styling Josh Giddey, the rookie. He's 19, and styling him now for this, and it's been so fun. But at the same time, you see them tapping into different things they've never tapped in before. So we had fittings in New York, and just getting them in the process of that when all they know is basketball up until a certain point, and seeing how much more open they are after just a few hours in it is really fun. And, you know, like you said, guys really care about fashion. They care about being on League Fits more than they care about being on the ESPN top 10 sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, man,
You know,
what did I look like in that tunnel walk? Did they
when
get me
is
on my
this-
good side?
you
Was that
know,
my left side?
When is this being posted? Like, did he get my fit right? Can I see the pictures? I mean, guys care about content too. So for me, it's like really tapping in with incredible photographers and creators who will be there and get that really fast.
It's
Because
the
like you said,
whole
it's fast
package.
moving.
It
Yes.
really is. But the amount of time and
it's a
effort that
lot.
goes behind the scenes is
It's a lot.
crazy.
And you never want to pull up wearing what the other guy's wearing. So it's like,
could you imagine
How do we-
what happens in that situation when you roll up, you're walking in the tunnel,
Yeah.
and someone's matching the same J's
Listen.
you've got on, head to toe
No.
look.
so it's sometimes in New York, it's knowing the person, for example, at Louis Vuitton, and like, oh, did you sell this to any other player? So sometimes those conversations happen. Oh,
You
this
gotta
guy
ask
just bought
everybody.
this. You
You're
know?
texting each other, right? Like
Yeah.
sending messages, bro, what you wearing tomorrow?
Right.
Make
so,
sure that we don't copy each other.
And then there's guys that, you know, from what I hear from other stylists that are really dope in this space, that some guys just like everything custom. So
Custom. I have a good
Yeah.
friend who customizes. I mean, she says
Customizes.
it's a headache, but
yeah.
whew, the amount
and
of
also
work.
some of these guys are very big, so sizing wise it matters, and it matters to have everything out early and make sure that they're comfortable in it.
And custom, just the
You know?
time of the stitch
Yeah.
work and the measuring and the tailoring and all of that, it's crazy.
Exactly.
I mean, I would love to be in custom outfits all day. My mom said when she was in the Philippines, actually, she used to show magazines out there, and they would literally just make whatever she would show her in the pictures. It's pretty crazy, right? Can you imagine? It's like, what do I want to wear today? Let me pull out Vogue. Let me just show you the magazine. Give it
Right.
to a seamstress, right? And they can switch the colors, the materials, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Really crazy.
Yeah. But now, like you said, it's very fast moving, so guys will see things on social media and be like, ooh, I want that, but let's make it different.
Exactly.
Let's work off of something. So even just seeing things like that, that I get requests I get hit with sometimes, it's fun because I don't think 10 years ago that was something that was as prevalent in the NBA space.
We came so far. I mean, even as far as the color of sneaker,
Yeah.
you were required to only wear specific colors. And then
the
Jordan
league.
came in and
Yeah.
broke all those rules, paid all those fines.
Absolutely. And the league being open to these collaborations. I mean, that Louis Vuitton collaboration, Hugo Boss, they're really
yeah.
tapping in with different creators. And I think, you know, Daniel Arsham being part of the Cleveland creative team now is huge, having an
crazy?
artist like that. And Don C with the Bulls, like, you see how much open the league is more now.
And collaborations are so huge these days.
Yeah.
It's like you two are prime examples of collaborations and showing how much more effective it can be as far
like
as
getting
style.
an NBA collab is fire, guys.
Right?
Like, that's incredible.
Thank you.
So, Jerry, I have not forgotten about you. Save the best for last, the special freshman in high school. Jerry is a star. I realized that the points that I had written down here were actually wrong because you corrected me and said you average 25 to 30 points a game. Remind me how old you are again?
I just turned 15 last week.
Wow. Crazy. So tell us a little bit about your passion for basketball. Then I'm going to ask you a couple questions on fashion.
Like before the games, I like to watch NBA players and their fashion because I feel like I just like their fashion and like take like little details from their fashion and like make it into my own.
So who do you look up to as far as NBA players go when it comes to the tunnel walks? Do you have a specific person you love his style for?
I like Kyrie Irving. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. I just always been watching his fashion, and other people I like LeBron and Kevin Durant and sometimes Devin Booker.
Okay. And as far as your style goes, what are some things that you like wearing on and off the court?
I just like wearing casual stuff, just like jogging suits or sweatsuits, stuff like that. And I'm an Adidas guy, so I like wearing a lot of Adidas. And I just really like that brand.
I mean, listen, I wore sweats every day in college and high school. I really didn't care. I just was all about comfort. At the end of the day, if you can rock your comfortable clothes and still look like you own the place, people don't care.
Yeah, but if I can dress up, I dress up nice.
All right, but I'm sure you clean up quite nice too.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your first prom and homecoming.
Yeah, I had it this year. My first homecoming, it went well.
All right, well, we got some fashionable individuals here who we may send your way to help you look fresh for prom.
Now when you need some exclusive drip.
Yeah.
He said he hasn't been to New York yet, so we'll make it
Oh my goodness, woo! You might not want to leave.
Yeah.
So as far as the youth is very important currently when it comes to fashion trends. I'm sure that you two as well have been kind of studying and understanding, what is really driving the youth currently as far as style goes. But how do you think you, as somebody who's part of that demographic, Jerry, affect fashion brands?
What did you say again?
So how do you think the youth influences fashion?
A lot. I think I really get I look on Instagram and stuff and try to get like a lot of fashion and like look at new companies and all that. And I think the youth, we just look up to them people and just try to get better fashion and yeah.
Youth are important.
Something I think when you understand how fashion works, you have to buy it now for the future. So, right, if the youth is so important, you got to know where they're going, like especially when you buy clothes in bulk, right? We're buying a new collection. He's deciding on the collection in August. Like, this was done in August, but we had to plan for it for February. So the youth are the future. So you can't really, do it for right now, like what's hot or chasing the trend because you'll be behind. It's more of what is this kid going to like, this summer?
Exactly.
And then we got to make that now so when it hits in summer, we have it ready for the masses. So
you see, you're shooting for the future. So
100%.
Oh, I know. I love shooting spring and winter time when it's 0 degrees in New York. It's my favorite. Yeah. I love a tank top and a bikini. Yeah. It's like, Marissa, will you jump in that pool? It's snowing outside. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. I'll hop right in.
If you look at how far streetwear has come, I think that's all of the youth. That's all the cool kids that brought that to life. And then people like Virgil, who, was 40 and at Louis Vuitton at 40 years old, but he was doing this when he was 20 and he had ideas and he was putting work into that. You know what I mean? So it's like people like him and Don C and Jerry Lorenzo. These are all guys that have been doing this for the last 20 years. They've had ideas and now they have their own brands, but that was the youth. You know what I mean?
And I think also the non-traditional route of not feeling like you got to go to a fashion school. There's no knock on that. But I mean, Olajuwon designs everything, and he didn't go to fashion school. So
that's what I was going to ask between Earl and Olajuwon. So you do the designing aspect of everything and the marketing, you were saying. And so Earl, are you like the business?
Yeah, I do my best to manage the business side of things and selling and relationships and things of that nature. So and then we, yin and yang.
So I was just gonna add. So yeah, like moving forward, we have more Jordans coming out this year. So I mean, I designed all of the shoes and actually apparel with Jordan as well. So yeah, just trying to split up.
We got a lot to look out for, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. Just trying to split up this man. Just trying to split up. Usually you'll see golf clothes look like golf clothes, but then wearing athletic-wise, what we're doing is actually being able to sell golf clothes at country clubs. That same piece being sold at Fat Joe's Boutique up in South Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden you got a Bronx guy wearing the same thing as a country club guy. So just expanding.
I love that diversion, though, that you've really shifted. So it's really cool and interesting to see where fashion has taken all these twists and turns. I know I'm so sad this has to end, but I had such an amazing time just chatting about the art of the tunnel walk, fashion, trends in general with each and every one of you. So I want to thank you again for being a part of the Wilson family reunion.
Yes, shout out to Wilson. Thanks for having us.
Also the Wilson, the new collection is fire too.
Yes, rocking it right now. Yep.
Wilson, bonded by ball, right?
I'm just going to do a runway walk real quick right now.